Hey y'all, what's up? My name's Dustin and welcome back to this type of video that you never ever expected from me. Yes, I'm doing a voiceover. I do hope you enjoy this style of video. If you do, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, politely let me know in the comments below. But this is what I'm gonna do. So, as you can see, I'm applying my foundation. I did not show you the primer that I used, but I used the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Absolutely obsessed with it. This is the Maybelline SuperStay Matte Foundation in shade 128 Warm Nude. It is probably my favorite foundation at the moment, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this primer as well. My skin has never looked better. I am stippling it in as well as brushing it around with this brush from the Morphe collection with James Charles. Now I'm going in with the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Nude, and I am also using this concealer brush that came in the James Charles and Morphe brush set, the big one, not the eye one obviously. And here I'm just stippling it on, and then I go in with a sponge at some point and I do blend it in further. But I am trying out using brushes instead of a sponge because I just want to try it out. No wait, I don't go in with the sponge later. I go in with my foundation, my foundation brush, and I just make sure it's all blended in. Now I'm just going to highlight the center portions of my face, like my cupid's bow, my chin, the bridge of my nose, and my forehead. The usual spots. I honestly try not to apply too much. I've been watching a lot of Robert or James Welsh, as well as Alexandra, whatever her name is. She's blonde, pixie cut. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in shade 10 Fair Light. It is one of my go-to setting powders. Absolutely adore it. It gives a really nice finish, and I'm just applying it with a BH Cosmetics brush that came in a brush set that my friend gave me. I don't know. It's white and has a gold tip, as you can see. I just put a little bit of setting powder in the cap and picked it up very lightly with the brush, and I'm lightly stamping it all over my face, and I will be going in with a larger brush just to make sure all the excess is gone. Don't forget to get the neck, and your face, and your forehead, mainly your everywhere. This is that big brush I was talking about, also from the BH Cosmetics set. Now for bronzer, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in the shade Tawny. This is my favorite bronzer. I also like the Physicians Formula one, but this one beats it. And I'm using another brush from the James Charles brush set, and I'm too lazy to go get my brushes on the other side of my bedroom, so you're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. But how's everyone doing? Are you liking this type of video so far? Please let me know. While I'm here, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Like this video because I put a lot of work into this, and comment down below if you like this style of video or not, because I will gladly keep doing it. I just love playing with makeup, and not having to talk is gonna be probably great, so I might just keep up with this no matter what you say. But I always like your feedback, so please let me know in the comments below. Now I'm just priming my eyelid with the same Too Faced concealer, and I'm just going to go in very lightly and spread that around and pat it into my skin with that same concealer brush that I used. And eventually I will be going in with that same setting powder just to make sure it sets all over the place, because I do end up getting creasing because I do have lidded eyes. And that's not fun. No one likes creasing on their eyes because it breaks up the product and doesn't let you really sit well. Alright, we are going in with the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. I believe this is the shade Flame Game, and I'm just bringing that into my crease as my transition color because we are going to be doing a nice, like, maroony, fiery type of look. Don't know what I called it. I did base it off of a picture that will be shown on the screen right now. This is the picture that I tried to base it off of, but as you're going to see, it did not come out that way. But I dealt with it and moved on with how I wanted it to go. Now we're going to move on to the shade Red Alert. This is a beautiful red shade, and for a long time I thought it was going to stain my eyelids, but thank God it did not. That right there was me saying this is going to stain. But it didn't, which is super exciting because the red shades in this do typically tend to stain, at least the other one that I've used before. And I just go back and forth in my crease, darkening it up a little bit, as well as going in with my original brush and diffusing any harsh lines and blowing it out more and starting to create the shape that I want to create. Now you didn't see me poke the brush into the palette, but I believe this shade is called Warning Label, which is just a darker, like, maroon shade that I thought was going to be my final color, but it is going to be my inner corner and outer corner color, as you can see. just because I wanted to darken it up a little bit and make sure that there was a good transition between the orange, the red, and this color. And as always, I always go back in with the previous brushes to really diffuse the harsh edges and make sure that it's all blended. Now I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette, the newer version, and picking up the shade My Apology, which does end up being my lid shade, and I honestly thought that darker color that I just put on was going to be dark enough to complement this, but as you can see, it's not. So we will be going in with another color from the 3503 palette, but first we're just going to apply this all over my lid. This is the darker color that I was talking about. I believe it's called Hypnotic. It is one of the darkest colors in the palette, but still more red toned. This is from the 3503 Fierce by Nature palette from Morphe. Honestly, one of my favorite palettes. This is a gorgeous color. What I'm doing here is I'm just diffusing the edges, making sure that that shimmer shade, My Apology, is blown out, and there's no harsh line there because we're not doing cut crease, as you can see. We're just blowing it out, making sure it's dramatic as can possibly be. Now, you're probably thinking, what are we doing with the cremated palette? This is the inner corner and brow bone. We're going to go in with the shade Afterlife on this Morphe brush, pop it in there, and at the time, this was pretty pink on my face, and you can kind of tell that it's kind of pink due to all of the red shadow, but it does turn out beautifully. So we're just popping it on my inner corners, and it will be going on my brow bone. And now we're going to be moving over to my lower lash line. For my lower lash line, I'm going in with the darkest color that I put on, the Hypnotic shade, first, making that really close to my waterline. Then I'm going to be going in with Warning Label, and then I believe Flame Game. I skipped over that red shade, just went straight to the darker reds and the orange, because what I found was that those darker shades in that orange just do it. And I'm going with the clean brush, trying to get everything to look cohesive, but it doesn't, and I just stopped caring. Now, the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This mascara honestly is a great mascara, but oh my goodness, it smells like marijuana so much. I don't smoke, never smoked before, but my goodness, my room smelled like marijuana after this. It was ridiculous, but it's such a good mascara. I absolutely love it. Now we're going to move on to the lashes I'm going to use. These are from Lunar Angel Lashes in the style Solstice, I believe. Yeah. If you don't know, I have a discount code with them. It is Dustin. You can get 15% off your entire purchase if you use my code Dustin at checkout. Look at that transition I just did. Did you see that? That was so cute. But yeah, use that and I will greatly appreciate it. I do get commission off of that code, but all of the money from that will just go back to YouTube and my makeup and make sure that I just get better and develop better at this. Blush, I use the Milk Makeup Cheek and Lip, which is in the shade, I don't know, I didn't write it down. Here it is, Werk. So I applied it to my brush instead of just my face because it is like a cream, and then I just put it on my face. Now I use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics 24 Karat Skin Frost Pro Palette in King Tut, I believe, which is more like a darker golden because I didn't want to do too bright like Sarcophagus like I typically do. I wanted something nice and like golden and rich because this is a rich video I'm doing today. And here we are looking cute, feeling myself. This freaking lip liner, I swear to God, this is, I don't even know. It's a Maybelline Color Sensational lip liner, I believe. I don't know what color it's in, nor do I care too much. I don't like using it that much, but I used it. And this is me applying it. Honestly, this took about like 4 minutes to do. That's why it's so choppy right there. Here we go, lipstick. The Maybelline SuperStay Matte Ink in Amazonian. Such a gorgeous color. Does it go with this look? Absolutely the freak not. But I used it. And I look freaking cute, okay? So you're gonna have to deal with it. I probably won't use it again. I don't know how I feel about them. They're okay. They're really drying. I don't know what else there's there. But yeah. Lipsticks are super drying, and I just don't know how to feel about it anymore. And we're actually coming to the finished look. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Ooh, I'm so cute. If you did enjoy, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you're up to date on whenever I upload a video, which is sometimes, because my schedule is super crazy, and I start classes next week, and I'm stressed. Yay, being a master's student. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, and a great month, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye!